I'm tired of feeling blue. I'm so in love with you. My eyes get me away. I keep them closed all through the day. Well, I can't see which way I'm going. I'm stumbling through the streets, I'm falling down. I hear from my friends that you're showing what you've got to every man in town. I'm tired of feeling blue. I'm so in love with you. My eyes get me away. I keep them closed all through the day. I miss the sun lighting up the room. I'm afraid to look, 'cause I may see you there. And if you see me too, you'll know that I love you, honey. I can't take the chance if you don't care. I'm tired of feeling blue. I'm so in love with you. My eyes get me away. I keep them closed all through the day. Denim skirts, denim ties, denim shirts, and denim lies. I don't do denim anymore. I had a denim girl in a denim world. She had denim eyes, denim curls. I don't do denim anymore. I threw all my denim out the door. Cotton balls and Q-tips too. She made me wear cotton in the month of June. I don't do cotton anymore. Cotton candy and cotton tails, cotton the act to make a cotton sales. I don't sell cotton anymore. I threw all my cotton out the door. I've got a polyester life with the corduroy wife. I've got a little hemp on the way. Live in a linen house next to a rayon stream. I bathe in it every day, that's right, I bathe in it every day. I had a spandex car, it didn't get me far, bouncing around like a fly in a jar. I don't drive spandex anymore. Spandex dreams and silky schemes, you pull too hard, fall apart at the seams. I don't dream spandex anymore. I leave all my silk in my underwear drawer. I guess you could say I'm into material things. I'm trying to mend my ways. I'm a son of a stitch with some threads to pitch. You can catch me any time of the day. That's right, catch me any time of the day. Denim skirts, denim ties, denim shirts, and denim lies. I don't do denim anymore. I had a denim girl in a denim world. She had denim eyes, denim curls. I don't do denim anymore. I threw all my denim out the door. Put any old name on any old dime just to keep them nickels. I'll find pretty soon you'll how to be upside down, laying in the front, in the middle of the ground. Elevate the man and the money did too, and the pop wouldn't tell them if they got it out of tune. Put any old name on any old dime just to keep them nickels. I'll find pretty soon you'll how to be upside down, laying in the front, in the middle of the ground. Elevate the man knowing the money did too, and the pop wouldn't tell them if they got it out of tune. Put any old name on any old dime just to keep them nickels. I'll find pretty soon you'll have to be upside down, laying in front, in the middle of the ground. Elevate the man when the money did too, and the pop wouldn't tell them if they got it out of tune. I'm tired of feeling blue. I'm so in love with you. My eyes get me away. I keep them closed all through the day. Well, I can't see which way I'm going. I'm stumbling through the streets, I'm falling down. I hear from my friends that you're showing what you've got to every man in town. I'm tired of feeling blue. I'm so in love with you. My eyes get me away. I keep them closed all through the day. I miss the sun lighting up the room. I'm afraid to look, 'cause I may see you there. And if you see me too, you'll know that I love you, honey. I can't take the chance if you don't care. I'm tired of feeling blue. I'm so in love with you. My eyes get me away. I keep them closed all through the day. You're not the only one out there. There's someone else just like you. Living on a dream in America, land I call my home. by Friday. Grandma bringing flowers to the graveyard. The man she loved tore her world apart. And I'm the only one in America. There's someone else's life you got love. Living on a dream in America, land I call my home. Sunburned in South Beach, Miami. Hit bars until we ran out of money. Call your cousin, he owes you $500. Give it to him on a Vegas trip last summer. And I'm the only one in America. Someone else is like you. Gotta love. Living on a dream in America, the land I call my home. Rain out wedding in Southern California. Is this a sign that the end of times are for you? Hurricanes and torrential rains on the Atlantic coast. Hold my woman tight tonight, 'cause I love her the most. And I'm the only one in America. Someone else is like you. Living on a dream in America, the land I call my home. The land I call my home. Thanks so much. Thank you so much for having us. I'd like to introduce the guys playing with me tonight over here on the upright bass, the wonderful Michael Bubb. Thank you. Over here in the 5-string banjo, laying it down, doing a fantastic job, Mr. Ryan Kavanaugh. Give me a hand. I'm Scott Sinataki. We're going to do a little classic bluegrass song for you guys now called The Old Home Place. Everyone's having a nice night out there. Thanks to the Tennessee Environmental Council for having us, and happy 50th. Yeah. years since I left my home down in Hollow where I was born, where the cool fall nights make the woods smoke rise and the fox hunter blows his horn. But I fell in love with a girl from the town. I thought it would be true. But I ran away to Charlottesville and worked in a sawmill too. What have they done to the old home place? Why did they tear it down? Why did I leave my plow in the field and look for a job in town? Now the girl ran off with someone else, and the tear-ups took all my pain. So here I stand at the old homestead before it took it away. Now the geese fly south as a cold wind moans, and I stand here and hang my head. But I've lost my love, I've lost my home, and now I wish I was dead. What have they done to the old home place? Why did they tear it down? And why did I leave my plow in the field and look for a job in town? What have they done to the old home place? Why did they tear it down? And why did I leave my plow in the field and look for a job in town? Why did I leave my plow in the field and look for a job in town? Thank you so much. Yeah. All right. We're going to do another original song here called Marilyn Monroe. Never heard of her. Never heard of her. I know. It's a great space. I love this backdrop right here. Really can't beat it. And they have us on the big screen in here, so we're looking up here. And it's hard not to look at yourself. Sparks to this day, you're to LA. Sparks to this day, you're to LA. I've learned my way through the London underground. The Northwood Hills, the Elm Park side of town. We never met. And if we did, I bet there would be sparks to this day. New York to LA. Oh, sparks to this day. New York to LA. All right, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Huge. But I got those boots to wear and I sold the shoes. But I got those boots to wear and I sold the shoes. My lady went away and left me alone. Oh, it's rock, won't be rocky long. Oh, it's rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Now another man has got my woman, got my woman gone. Oh, you never respond until the well runs dry. Oh, you never respond until the well runs dry. You never miss your woman until she says goodbye. Cause rock won't be rocking long. Oh, it's rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Now another man's got my woman good, my woman gone. Ain't right. But I got those boots to wear and the soles of my shoes. But I got those boots and the soles of my shoes. My lady been away and left me. Baby, I got blues. Road rock, be rocking long. Road rock, but be rocking long. Out of the man, it's got my woman gone. Won't be rocky long. Oh, the road's rocky, won't be rocky long. Out of the bed, it's got my woman gone. Out of the bed, it's got my woman gone. Thanks so much.
Wow. Thank you, Sheriff Scott and the deputies. And hello to all of you watching tonight, and welcome to the Tennessee Environmental Council's 50th anniversary celebration. Coming to you live from the stunning river center provided by the Cumberland River Compact here in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm Maris Macelis, host of the Zero Waste Trash Talk podcast and board member of the Tennessee Environmental Council.
And I'm Jimmy Welch. I'm also with the Tennessee Environmental Council Board of Directors, and we're your Masters of Ceremony for this evening. Thanks for joining us. During this celebration, we'll take you on a journey from the past, present, and to the future of the Environmental Council. And at any point while you're watching, feel free to text the letters TEC to 91999 to make a donation that will show up on our screen just a little later in this program. And be sure to visit our virtual auction that closes Sunday, December 13th at 10:59 p.m. Central Time. Now, Maris, let's take a look back 50 years when the TEC was established.
Yes, Jimmy, the year is 1970, and President Nixon signs the executive order creating the United States Environmental Protection Agency, also known as the EPA, protecting human and environmental health. The world celebrates the first global Earth Day, and America celebrates 50 years of women's right to vote in elections. Epic. It's a very happening time, Jimmy.
For sure. And more importantly for us, 6 groups came together to form the Tennessee Environmental Council. Maris, you remember who these 6 groups were?
Of course, Jimmy. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for these 6 important groups. There are the League of Women Voters, the Junior League of Nashville, the Tennessee chapter of the American Lung Association, the Tennessee Conservation League, the Tennessee Federation of Garden Clubs, and Cheekwood Botanical Gardens.
Bingo. And tonight, we're celebrating what these 6 groups have accomplished by forming the Tennessee Environmental Council and what we've accomplished in the years since our founding. We'll hear from some of them a little later. To start off our evening event, we have a special message from Governor Lee.
Hey everyone, Governor Bill Lee here, and I'd like to thank the Tennessee Environmental Council for fostering a healthy environment for a thriving Tennessee. Our economy, our communities, and our well-being depend on the quality of our natural resources and an efficient infrastructure. And simple acts like planting a tree, recycling, volunteering, and community efforts can make all the difference to improve the environment. Therefore, in celebration of TEC's 50th anniversary, I, Governor Bill Lee, proclaimed December 11th, 2020 as Tennessee Environmental Council Day. Congratulations to the Council on 50 years of service to our environment, and thank you for your commitment to Tennessee.
Thank you, Governor Lee. Thank you, Governor Lee. And did you hear that? The governor has declared December 11th as Tennessee Environmental Council Day. How cool is that? So make your plans now and go do something positive for the environment. Now we have a very special video glimpse of the council's role in protecting Tennessee's magnificent environment. Jimmy, are you ready for the first ever sneak peek of this film in progress?
Yes, ma'am. Let's see it.
I'm not a scientist, not a water aquatic biologist, but I am a tree hugger, and I love to paddle. Tennessee's rivers and streams offer some of the best paddling really anywhere, but we're blessed to have them, and we're out here on a beautiful day. 50 years ago, this river was biologically dead. You wouldn't want to stand in it, you wouldn't want to use it to irrigate your garden or your farm. You couldn't even use it in Newport, which is downstream from here, for industrial uses because it was so polluted. The people in the area started fighting against the pollution. Starting in the 80s and the 90s, local groups got really engaged, and the Clean Water Act was put into place and became the law of the land. And citizens had an opportunity to challenge polluters to get the rivers to be better. And Tennessee Environmental Council was one of the groups that was involved in the lawsuit that ended up with a settlement where the paper company agreed to install the pollution control equipment that they could have installed long before, and to get the river to start improving. And today the river is better. It actually has started coming back to life, and we still hope that the paper company, which is still upstream, will continue to improve their effluent and let this stream continue to get better.
Hello, my name is Erica Godwin-Sad, and I'm chair of the Tennessee Environmental Council Board of Directors. And joining me tonight for this portion of the celebration are two highly esteemed and fun board members, Mr. Lloyd Baker and Mr. Frank Grant, along with TEC's visionary CEO, Mr. Jeff Berry. On behalf of the entire Tennessee Environmental Council Board of Directors and staff, we wish to express our warm regards and appreciation to you tonight for joining us on this very special occasion. We also wish to take a moment to recognize our program partners, corporate sponsors, families, and individual volunteers who have each made a meaningful contribution to the mission of this great organization. And we're going to continue to honor them throughout this evening. Now, you just got a glimpse into an area, the Pigeon River, where the Tennessee Environmental Council made a difference in our community. And for those of you, well, many of you tonight may already be familiar with some of the programs launched by the Tennessee Environmental Council. But for those of you who are unfamiliar, we invite you to stay tuned and learn about the TEC programs such as Tennessee Tree Day, Compost Your Compost, and generate some buzz. We ask each of you to join in our efforts, and we promise and hope to prove to you tonight just how easy and fun it can be to make a positive impact for the environment in this beautiful and great state we call Tennessee. Now, some of you may know that typically our annual fundraising event is hosted each year in the spring at the Nashville Zoo. But due to the COVID pandemic, we were unable to have our annual fundraising event. And so a decision was made to combine this evening's celebration, our 50th anniversary celebration, with our annual fundraising effort. The Tennessee Environmental Council needs your support and your help to continue our work for the next 50 years. And we are hoping that you will choose to make a financial contribution tonight. And we've made it really easy to do. All you need to do is text the letters TEC to the number 91999. If you do that, you'll receive a link to make a donation this evening. And you can also make a donation anytime on the TEC website, which is tectn.org. Feel free to make a donation there at any time. But if you make a donation tonight, you're going to see it live on the screen, and we would really appreciate your support. And we also, if you're still in the mode of gift shopping for the holiday season, we have a silent auction going on our website that you're welcome to bid on some items, and that will help support our organization as well. And now, if you want to hear just how your donation can help this organization, I've got Lloyd Baker, board treasurer, to share with you some of the numbers and stats tonight. Lloyd?
Thank you, Erica. You know, as a lifelong Tennessean, my family has always tried to do our best to focus on the environment, whether it's through daily recycling, composting, planting trees, and improving our general overall environment here in our great state. So with your donations, a minimum of $50, for example, that $50 donation will allow us to provide the planting of 3 trees, whether it's on the upcoming Tennessee Tree Day in March of 21 of next year, or anytime through any of our projects coming on in the upcoming year. Additionally, your $50 donation will provide us the ability to plant a 33 square foot pollinator garden, and that's a habitat that will provide additional resources, again, for our great state. Lastly, that donation will alleviate the 300 pounds of unnecessary food waste that will go into our landfill that now we'll be able to compost. So individually, we can all step up. We can all contribute to our great environment here in Tennessee and move forward with great ideas and opportunities. With that, I want to introduce Frank Grant.
Thank you, Lloyd. I appreciate the introduction as well. Erica, highly esteemed board member means very old. And yes, Lloyd and I are very old, but I'm older than Lloyd, I think. But I do remember 1970 when we formed, some of the environmental awakening that happened. At that time, there was the famous commercial with the American Indian canoeing in his canoe with looking at all the polluted waters and the smokestack spewing tons of pollution in the air and all the mess on the land as well, the garbage everywhere. And a tear fell down his eye. He was looking at that because he was so upset that his habitat was being overrun with trash and pollution. And to me, it's amazing. I think a testament to everybody in this room and all our founding organizations as well, to realize in 1970, we've got to do something about this. We've got to change, and we've got to put together a way to preserve and really make our environment last now and for many generations forward. So I'm thrilled that I've always been active in this. I've had gardens, vegetable gardens and flower gardens, and it's been great to be part of the Tennessee Environmental Council because as a board member, we get a chance to continue to move forward and to do like things I talked about with the planting trees and making pollinator gardens. Those are all tremendous. And I think each person on this broadcast, you can volunteer, you can give money, but you can also take advantage of the fact that you can compost, that you can plant a tree, that you can create your own pollinator garden in your yard. So you can be a contributor yourself, not just giving money or even helping volunteers out, but you can do it in your own environment and make a huge difference to what happens in the state of Tennessee. And as a board member, to me, it's a responsibility we have to lead by example. And given that it's the 50-year anniversary, I didn't want to look back 2 years from now or next month or whatever and say, gosh, I wish I'd dug down deep and really given a nice donation to the Tennessee Environmental Council. So Jeff, I'd like to present a check tonight to the Tennessee Environmental Council for 50 times what Lloyd just talked about so that we can really make a huge impact in the Tennessee Environmental Council. And I also want to thank all the sponsors who have already donated as well. And anybody, donate whatever you can. I think it makes a huge difference. So thanks.
Wow. Thank you. This is an amazing, wonderful gift, Frank. Thank you. And Frank and Louise as well. And for your good service to the board of directors. It's a pleasure to work with Lloyd and Frank and Erica and Maris and Jimmy, all of our board members, and the ones I haven't, our former chair, Rod McDaniel. And it's incredible to see how many people care about our environment here in Tennessee and want to do something about it on a day in and day out basis. All of our board members are volunteers, of course, and we have a staff as well. But thanks, Frank, for pitching in the 50 times 50. That's incredible. And thank you for we see the donations rolling in on the screen right here. Thank you, John West, Mr. Bauer, CJ Bauer, Marissa Maris, of course, and Samantha, one of our board members, Linda Kurtz. Any relation to Sandy Kurtz out there? So we have the donations rolling in tonight, and Frank, yours will be added to the total here. So what happens when you text that in, you will get a notification and you have a link where you can contribute, and it'll be your pledge, and we want you to follow up with that pledge. But thank you for doing that. And I want to reiterate what Lloyd said is the $50 that you donate plants those 3 trees. In 2021, we commit to taking your $50 and turning it into 3 more trees in Tennessee planted by volunteers into 33 square feet of pollinator habitat somewhere in Tennessee. We're expanding through our partnership with NRCS and TVA. We're expanding our pollinator habitat in Tennessee. And the third thing we're going to do is take the 300 pounds of compost out, or food waste, out of the waste stream, out of the landfills, back into our gardens as fresh topsoil, nutrients, instead of burying it in the ground. So that's what we commit to doing with your contributions, turning it into direct improvements to our environment. And we set up our programs to be fun and easy, and you can volunteer without ever having to leave your home by doing these practices. And as you can see in the background, and you saw next to the wonderful band, Sheriff Scott and the deputies, and their wonderful music. Thank you, Sheriff Scott, and your deputies for bringing such lively and beautiful world-class bluegrass right here tonight. And you can see next to them, there are a couple of paintings, that artwork that is available in our virtual auction that runs now through Sunday evening, which is December 13th at 10:59 p.m. And so you can get holiday gifts that improve the environment at the same time. Every dollar that comes into Tennessee Environmental Council goes straight into improvements in our environment. By the way, Erica, I know we talked about this before, but those 3 trees, do you remember how many houses worth of solar panels those trees become over 50 years?
Jeff, I'm going to need you to remind me.
I know I just put you on the spot. I'm sorry for doing that. But 3 trees turns into 3 houses worth of solar panels as far as the carbon benefits. Those over 50 years, those trees will capture carbon out of the environment. It's the most effective climate change, global warming solution that we have available to us. And it's something anyone can do right now. And especially tomorrow, if you're watching this live, Tennessee Environmental Council Day, do something positive for the environment. So bid in the auction, make your contribution.
And Jeff, why don't you share the next video with our viewing audience?
I would love to. Should we cue it up? So we put together a short excerpt. Thank you for the donations. Keep rolling in. This is lovely and inspiring to see. Thank you, donors and audience members.
And Dylan Clemens for their donation.
I do
Thank you,
want to take a
Wynn.
moment before we roll this video, though. Our highest level patron sponsors of this event include Core Fund, Mark and Sherry Deutschman, and Sweden McBroom, all of which have done immense positive good for our communities and throughout the regional environment here in the Southeast United States. And so thank you, Mark and Sherry. Thank you, Swede. Thank you, Core Fund, for helping make this event possible and carrying our work forward into 2021. You're making a huge difference, and we greatly appreciate it. So shall we watch that video? You want?
Let's watch the video, Jeff, about the great work that you guys have accomplished and volunteers have accomplished in 2019.
And we are planting the 100,000th tree of the Tennessee Tree Project.
So what does 60 tons of compost look like? It looks like this.
How to generate some buzz, which is Tennessee Environmental Council's pollinator program. Our goal for 2021 is to have hundreds of people participating across Tennessee from all 95 counties. Imagine a patchwork of beautiful flower gardens in front yards and backyards and through the neighborhoods and on farms. Well, that's what we want to see. Why? Because pollinators are the insects and even birds like hummingbirds and bees and butterflies that pollinate our food and keep our ecosystem healthy, that allow plants to regenerate. It's amazing to see when you plant the garden and the flowers bloom in the summertime and the late spring, the pollinators show up and make use of that habitat. It's pretty remarkable.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Wow, what's that? 679,000 trees planted across Tennessee since 2007. And with the help from our compost partners, over 900 tons of waste have been diverted from landfills and turned into soil in the last 2 years alone. It's crazy. It's amazing to witness what we can get done with volunteers across Tennessee, along with the great leadership from the TEC board and staff.
Yeah, Jimmy, that video is my favorite for sure. And next we have another video message. This one is from Nashville Mayor John Cooper.
Hello, I'm John Cooper, and I'm here to congratulate you all on the 50th anniversary of the Tennessee Environmental Council. I'm so proud to join you in celebrating both the achievements of the TEC over the past 5 decades and reflecting on the foresight and initiative of TEC's founding members. After all, 2020 marks 50 years for the TEC and many other important environmental initiatives in our country. It's also been 50 years since the nation's first Earth Day celebration, since the passage of the National Environmental Policy Act, the creation of the Natural Resource Defense Council, the EPA, and NOAA. These were all first established, along with the Tennessee Environmental Council in 1970, to help protect our common home. Concerned Tennesseans did not delay in taking decisive common sense action to serve as good stewards of our land, air, and water. And for half a century, generations of TEC members have carried on this all-important work to the benefit of all Tennesseans. Our administration has announced a broad range of environmental initiatives over the past year. The Sustainability Advisory Committee is working closely with our office and the Metro departments to propose even more ideas that will tackle our most pressing environmental challenges. Many of these challenges threaten our everyday quality of life. For example, our urban tree canopy shrank from 28% in 2008 to just 24% in 2016, well below the coverage enjoyed by residents of our peer cities. Under the city's tree campaign, Root Nashville, Metro is working closely with council members, nonprofits, neighborhood leaders, and businesses to strengthen and restore a healthy tree canopy for our neighborhoods. I am grateful to the Tennessee Environmental Council for all you have done to collaborate with Root Nashville to plant new trees in Davidson County. Nashville also has a zero waste master plan, and TEC offers many ways to help residents of Nashville and Davidson County become part of the solution. To help our city achieve waste reduction and recycling goals, TEC's efforts to help keep valuable materials out of our landfills and in our local economy through recycling and composting, and also beautify our neighborhoods by helping residents plant trees and pollinator gardens. The work of environmental advocacy and change is seldom easy, but it is eminently worthy of our best efforts, and for the sake of our children and the future of all Nashvillians. Again, congratulations to the Tennessee Environmental Council on 50 years of empowering individuals across Nashville and our entire state to be part of the solution. Thank you, stay safe, and be well.
Thank you, Mayor Cooper. As you know, the Tennessee Environmental Council is always here to help you. Next, in the spirit of inclusivity, equity, and diversity, we're going to take a moment to honor the native people of this land that we call Tennessee. Listen closely as Shelby Ward welcomes you in Choctaw, followed by an official land acknowledgement.
Thank you, Jimmy. Haleto sa hachifo yat Shelby Ward, hachia family kat sa ya yakpa yakoki. Welcome, everyone. As Jimmy mentioned, I'm Shelby Ward, Director of Sustainable Tennessee for the Tennessee Environmental Council. As a Choctaw freedman dedicated to protecting Mother Earth and those who live here, I am here to present a land acknowledgement for TEC's 50th anniversary. The Tennessee Environmental Council recognizes the indigenous peoples that have loved and cared for the place that we now call Tennessee from time immemorial and up to the present day. TEC is grateful for the land stewardship and care of the Cherokee, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Creek, Kasadi, Quapaw, Shawnee, and Yuchi peoples. As an organization that aims to protect Tennessee's land and climate, TEC has a responsibility to acknowledge the history and legacy of colonialism that is still with us today. TEC affirms the experiences of Indigenous peoples and commits to learning more about Indigenous presence. I'm thankful for the Indigenous thought leaders across Turtle Island that have nurtured my spirit in ways that help inform my thinking of what it means to be a caretaker of the natural world. I prepared a reading list with the works of those thought leaders and other people that is available on TEC's Environmental Justice page. With that, Yakoki, and please enjoy the rest of the 50th anniversary presentation.
Incredibly beautiful and important message. Thank you, Shelby. And thank you to all of our Indigenous brothers and sisters that continue to be stewards of the land.
Hey, remember those 6 founding groups we talked about earlier? They have come together to share a special message with the council in 2020.
My father was very proud of his involvement in putting all these different groups together to form the Tennessee Environmental Council. And I think he would be very pleased that 50 years later, it's still going strong. Dad was a big believer in the power of many. I think he saw a need, as did the other founders, to broaden that base of support, to have more people involved I think that's something that he would be really proud of. That, now 50 years later, you have an organization that was sort of a fledgling thing when he was involved in its start, that's still going strong, that's still providing, education and training and internships and knowledge and spreading and working to protect the environment, going forward for years to come. So the Tennessee Environmental Council will be 50 on December 11th, and if Dad were still alive, he'd be 100 on December 15th. Yeah, I'd say keep up the good work, keep fighting the good fight. So I think that's the most important thing, is continuing the work that you're doing and building on what's been done over the past 50 years.
The Tennessee Federation of Garden Clubs extends congratulations to the Tennessee Environmental Council on 50 years of service to the environment and the communities. We are very proud to work with you.
It's my pleasure to be here. It is kind of funny. We have a long and storied history together over the last 50 years. Congratulations on your 50th. Ironically, when I first came to work at the Federation, which was then the Conservation League, was 1996, and it was our 50th anniversary at that time. My only words would be is keep doing what you're doing and keep growing the Environmental Council and making it stronger, because a strong Environmental Council is good for the state of Tennessee.
Well, frankly, I really was excited to see that you were using the phrase "be the solution."
Oh, yeah.
I love that because I think that was part of what I saw at its founding, was the idea that everybody can be engaged, making it possible for everyone to feel that they have a role to play in preserving the environment. We look forward to your ever-expanding influence on Tennessee's future.
Happy birthday, Tennessee Environmental Council. It's exciting. 50 years is a huge accomplishment. We're proud to have been part of the start. So, happy 50th birthday, Tennessee
Environmental Council
from Junior League of Nashville. Congratulations on 50 years.
All right, hey, we're on. We're back here live in the Bridge Building, a stunning evening here in downtown Nashville. And thank you, founders. It's your vision and foresight and your coming together that allowed us to be here tonight, 50 years later. So it was wonderful to get that acknowledgement from you. And I want to say thank you. But the reason I'm wearing this accordion, you might be wondering, is because I'm going to lead us into singing of Happy Birthday, Dear Tennessee Environmental Council, backed up by Sheriff Scott and the deputies. This is really exciting for me. But I want you all, everybody here in the room, everybody tuning in out there on the internet, please sing along with us. I'm going to set the tone and the tempo, and then I'll give you a 3 count, and we're going to get started, okay? Like Frank off camera just said, our board member, accordion is a part of bluegrass from day one. So this is happy, all right? And 1, 2, 3. Happy fun. It's fun. Now we have a really cool announcement to make. Every year, Tennessee Environmental Council gives an award to an exemplary individual who's made outstanding contributions to improving Tennessee's environment and communities and economy through their personal actions. And we had several nominees that were vetted by our board and our board of directors and our staff to determine, and we voted on that. And the winner is, we're about to announce, and Erica Godwin Sad, if you would come out here while we announce.
I have the envelope, yep.
You have the envelope. We have the green envelope.
Yes.
This is exciting as the Oscars. And we're going to announce the winner of Tennessee Environmental Council's Sustainable Tennessee Award for 2020, and the winner is, hey, would you like to read it? Miss, I got to stop putting you on the spot, Erica. Kanita Hutchinson with Trap Garden in South Nashville. Congratulations, Kanita. Now, before you roll the video, I want to say a few things. Kanita has done just amazing work, very enthusiastic, as you will see in a minute when we hear from her in this pre-recorded video. I got Kanita on a Zoom just a few days ago on a blustery, chilly, breezy Nashville fall day. But where was Kanita? But in the garden, tending to the veggies so that they can continue providing food in otherwise food insecure areas in our cities and our communities in Tennessee. So amazing work, Kanita. Congratulations on winning our 2020 Sustainable Tennessee Award. And what do you think of that, Kanita?
Thank you. It's definitely an honor. I want to definitely thank Trap Garden community members and Rod for just creating a platform that allows individuals to learn more about being healthy, growing your own, as well as our educational programs that we have to teach just the youth about where their food comes from, as well as just getting everyone involved in the best way possible. Everyone loves food, so the best way to encourage that, to promote more healthy eating in their community is definitely having those community gardens out in their locations to definitely create more accessibility to green spaces that's close to them. Great, it's a little chilly, but other than that, you gotta do what you gotta do for the greens. I'm gonna show you real quick, actually. Whee! So we had some Georgia collards, some red cabbage, we have some regular cabbage. Then we also had some dinosaur kale. We had some romaine lettuce. Then we have another cabbage and dinosaur kale. Believe it or not, we are starting to finally get some cauliflower and broccoli. So it's starting to make its winter debut. And one of our favorites, carrots. And that's it for the garden for right now. As it relates to the community, having people have opportunity to know where their food is being grown for, being engaged to know how to create different recipes, and then in certain areas, especially in Tennessee, South Nashville area, they're living in food insecurity areas where your closest grocery store may not sell the best fresh produce, vegetables, or even have something that's affordable, that's healthy for you. So with us having a community garden out here, it allows people to have that accessibility where they can walk, take a bus, have a friend drop them off, wherever it may be. Having that community garden aspect of it, you have the community getting involved, and then you also have them wanting to know how to grow more healthy food options, prepare it, and then also get a chance to meet a neighbor or two within the area. Thank you again. It's great meeting you, and I hold you down to it in 2021 to come out and volunteer with us.
Awesome. Thank you, Kanita. God bless.
Take care. You. Bye. You see the sun coming out now, so.
Congratulations, Kanita, and everyone involved with Trap Garden here in Nashville. Just excellent work. We had stiff competition this year, and it was a tough decision to select a winner. So we'd like to thank all of the nominees that we had for this award this year, because each of them are doing wonderful work for our community. Maris, it has been a pleasure to spend all this time with you all tonight.
Yes, Jimmy, thanks so much. This has been an inspiring experience, and it is my personal honor to co-host this legendary event and be a part of this historic organization. Congrats, Kanita and Trap Garden. And with the final message tonight, ladies and gentlemen, CEO Jeff Berry.
Thank you, Maris. Thanks again. And that was so inspiring and heartwarming to see what the good work that Kanita Hutchinson and the crew down there at Trap Garden are doing. They have 2 gardens now, and keep up the incredible work. I do commit to being out there and volunteering in the garden, maybe when it gets a little warmer, like early spring. How about that? I'll be out there when you need volunteers and it can be done safely and with social distance. I'll be there. And also, that's another thing, is that we did intentionally do this event with the strictest of COVID measures in place to make sure everyone here is safe and that you can all be safe and still participate. It is an incredible time when we can do this and we can have an experience together live, celebrating what has come before and what is yet to come. And I'm going to make an announcement here in just a few minutes. And as I lead up to that, I have a few more things I want to say. I don't know if you saw the news, but I was appointed or elected as CEO of Tennessee Environmental Council about 20 months ago, early in 2019. And what happened right after I got this job, which is a dream job for me. I care deeply about the environment, and it's an incredible honor to be doing this work at this place, at this time, as Tennessee Environmental Council turns 50. It's an incredible honor. But right after I was hired for this position, I was walking downtown Nashville at the Bicentennial Mall. And there's a really beautiful description chiseled in the granite wall that goes from pre-Cambrian time all the way up to 1996. And I was up there walking through reading about our history, the people that came before us, and all the things that happened through the time when the European settlers came in. And it's an incredible story. And so I get to 1970, and there we are, chiseled in the granite, Tennessee Environmental Council, formed in 1970. And it dawned on me at that moment that I better do a good job in this position. I don't take this lightly. And I do want to make sure our organization continues to be part of Tennessee's history, but what does that history look like after 50 more years, right? What are we going to do collectively? And it's not me, and it's not even just our staff. It's all you watching that are going to be the ones that create our future, that are creating it right now through our choices. And our choices matter. And so there was a news report that came out right before Thanksgiving this year. And their researchers were looking at core samples up on Mount Everest. I don't know if you heard this story, but they found high concentrations of microplastics in the core samples of the ice. And so that's about as far as you can get from human civilization, but we bring it with us wherever we go. The trail, the wake of pollution, right? It's just part of the human experience on this planet. And I'm not trying to shame anybody here. We all contribute to the problems, and we are the source of the solutions of a better future. But you don't have to go to Mount Everest to see microplastics. And those are little pieces of plastic, literally 5 millimeters and smaller, that are in the environment. And they are in every body of water in the world. Now we know that, and in ice as well. It's the stuff that's left over after we live our lives of convenience. And so I did a little survey of the microplastics around rivers around the world. And in Europe, the Rhine River has about 200 of those particles of plastic per cubic meter of water. That's about a ton of water, a metric ton. 200 pieces of plastic in the average metric ton of water from the Rhine River. Now, if you go to Yangtze River in China, that number goes way up to 9,000 parts per cubic meter. Tiny little pieces of plastic in the water. Any cubic meter that flows by has that amount of plastic in it. It's insane. Well, here in Tennessee, we got the magnificent Tennessee River that is sort of like the backbone of our culture and our economy. Tennessee River has, any guesses out there? Well, if I could get your answers, I would ask you to post it. But Tennessee River has 18,000 parts of plastic in it, microplastics, per cubic meter of water. It is one of the most polluted rivers in the world when it comes to plastics. And the researchers that determined that found that the source of those plastics are bags, like grocery bags, and litter, basically. So we have some work to do here, and we all have a role in that. So we're going to talk about those solutions here for a little bit, and then I'm going to make a really cool announcement, and then we will be adjourning for the evening. So obviously, recycling plastic bottles is a key, but what are the solutions, right? And Tennessee Environmental Council is committed to the next 50 years, and we need to get serious about it. The challenges we face on a global scale right now are immense. They're unlike anything we've ever faced in human history as far as ecological challenges that we've caused. We've got the microplastics, of course, the pollution. The global warming is taking place. Summers are getting hotter, droughts more severe, tornadoes and hurricanes more dramatic, right? More disastrous for our economy and for humans. And so we have, and pollinator species, the insects that give us our food supply, most crops are pollinated by insects. And those pollinator species have been declining globally for the past 100 years, or since the 1940s, since right after World War II. So we have these global challenges that seem insurmountable in a way, like how can one person make a difference, right? But it is one person, each of us, making different choices every day that are not life-changing choices. They're really small, simple, easy, fun things that make the difference, that will be the source of the solutions and how we're going to solve these challenges over the next 50 years. So Tennessee Environmental Council came up with a framework to consider what are we working towards. Over the next 50 years, what do we want to see? We want to see three things happen and unfold in Tennessee, and we're going to work every day from now till then, until that happens. One is thriving habitats for humans, insects, wildlife. The earth is our habitat. It's our home, and we need to take care of it, including radon in our homes, right? And how we build our buildings is part of the human habitat, in our communities, in our infrastructure, our transportation. That's all the human habitat. But what about the pollinator gardens that we could be planting, right? How do we take care of those species that are integral to our way of life, to life on planet Earth? So thriving habitats is number one. Number two is a circular economy. How do we take what we're throwing away right now? We extract natural resources to make the products that we use every day, and then we throw them away when they're done, whatever away is, right? Usually in the trash, filling up our landfills. Well, there are infinite things we could do to reduce that, to bring those resources back into our economy instead of burying them, where they stay for thousands of years. We can be turning those products, this is obvious, into new products, and that creates jobs. It supports it's one of the greatest economic engines that we have here in the Southeast, is the recycling economy. But it has to be done right. We can't put the wrong things in the recycle bin, and there's more that we could be taking out of our trash and putting in the recycle bin. So we have a recycle program, a Tennessee Recycles program, but that's promoting a circular economy and not a linear economy. It's bringing those things back into useful purpose, useful use for people, and helping the environment. So we got thriving habitats, a circular economy, and the third thing we're going to work towards is climate balance. Obviously, it's a big issue, one that we need to address, and the solutions are remarkably simple as well. And each of the things we're talking about are things that we have the power to do day in and day out, starting right now or tomorrow during Tennessee Environmental Council Day here in Tennessee. Thank you, Governor Lee, for that proclamation. That means a lot to Tennessee, so thank you. But there was a study that came out just over a year ago in Zurich, at a research university in Zurich, and scientists looked at all the land area on planet Earth. And as you know, tree canopy has basically been sliced in half since the agricultural revolution, some 12,000 years ago, from 6 trillion trees down to 3 trillion. Not only are we taking away our source of oxygen, cut that in half, we are now taking away one of the main sources of capturing carbon. Two things at once by cutting down trees, right? We're going to continue using trees for many, many products and services in our world and in our economy, but there's a lot we can do. The scientists in Zurich discovered that there's enough plantable area without infringing on agriculture or buildings or cities or other uses of land, our streets, for example. There's enough land on the earth that we could plant trees again and actually draw down our carbon, capture 2/3 of all the carbon ever emitted since the Industrial Revolution in the past 200 plus years, simply by a massive global tree planting program. And so that's what we consider as natural climate solutions. And that's why our tree program is so important to us. It's one of the most hands-on, immediately available solutions that is the most effective way to combat climate change, planting trees on a large scale. And so we're going to look at how we can increase the number of trees we plant with your help, of course. We don't plant the trees ourselves. We might plant a few, but thousands of volunteers participate in Tree Day every year, Tennessee Tree Day, and that's coming up in March. All these things, these ways you can be involved are accessible on our website. So we want you to visit our website, tectn.org, and sign up for those programs and start participating, making the simple choice. Do I put my food waste, my kitchen scraps here in the trash, or do I put them here in the compost bin, the compost pile? That's how simple the choice is. Do I buy this product at the store or that one? Or do I not buy it at all? Do I buy products that reduce waste on the front end? Those are decisions we make day in and day out. So I encourage you all to do your part to be the solution. So what else for our future, the next 50 years? Well, one of the most exciting things that I'm pleased to be able to announce tonight is the formation of a youth environmental council. Because I have two daughters that are 15 and under. Lily is 15, Antonina is 10 years old. And they innately care about the environment. They get it, and they want to do more and more all the time. And they teach me things that I can do to up my game. I don't want to steal the thunder, but what I do want to say is that we will be launching this in 2021 and enabling young people, youth defined as middle school through college, to get involved in our work, but to create your own movement by communicating and sharing ideas and doing projects amongst yourselves. And so you all are the future. We are the future. But tonight we have a special guest that we're going to cut to now. Her name is Lane Sparks, and she is the co-founder of the Tennessee Youth Environmental Council. She's the one who's been saying, reminding me on a regular basis, Jeff, when are we going to talk about this, creating this council? And so we've gone through the process. We've got preliminary board consensus on moving forward with this idea. And so Lane, what do you have to say about your involvement in this?
Yeah, so thank you so much, Jeff, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lane Sparks. I'm a junior in high school. About a year and a half ago, Jeff proposed the idea of starting a youth environmental council for the state of Tennessee to a small group of eco-conscious youth, including myself. And this past summer, I reached out to him with the hopes of turning that idea into a reality. And through numerous meetings and discussions with various members of the Tennessee Environmental Council, as well as some inspiration from similar pre-existing programs, we were able to come up with like a basic foundation for the type of organization we wanted to create, which of course is one where young people can learn more about environmental issues and what we as a generation can do to lessen our harmful impact on the earth while making it more accessible for others to do so as well. So today, on this special occasion, I'm honored to officially announce the establishment of the Tennessee Youth Environmental Council, which will hopefully see its own 50th anniversary one day. And thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Lane. It's an honor to be able to work with you, and we look forward to getting this structure in place, the Youth Environmental Council. And it's an inspiration to have people that care from all ages and all walks of life in the day-to-day work we do with Tennessee Environmental Council. And we're going to close out the evening with some more live bluegrass from Sheriff Scott and the deputies. But before we do that, I want to say, make sure you bid in our virtual auction, because there's some amazing artwork, original artwork. There's Patagonia jackets. There's a tire set from Bridgestone. There's amazing stuff. There's like a whole, it's almost like a little mini eco Amazon, and every purchase you make there will contribute to improving our environment, is the ways I described earlier tonight. And that closes Sunday at 10:59 p.m. Central Time, this Sunday, December 13th. So make sure you go on there. You can get there from our website, tectn.org. And that's where you can sign up for our programs. You can continue to make your donations and continue to support us and learn more about all the amazing, wonderful ways that you can be involved and you can be the solution. So I look forward to working with you all in 2021 and for the next 50 years in whatever capacity that might be. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Thank you to our amazing tech crew over here that allowed us to pull off this live stream. Yes. TriStars Media. Wow. We figured this out from day one, how we're going to do this, and it's been a learning process, and it's so nice to be able to present to you all this way tonight. So thank you, TriStar Media, for that, Aaron and Stuart, and the good work. And thank you for joining us here tonight. God bless you. Happy holidays, and have a good night.
I'd rather be in some dark hollow where the sun don't ever shine than to be in some big city to smoke from losing my mind. So blow your whistle, freight train, there be fun on down the track. When I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm going, but I ain't coming back. I'd rather be in some dark hollow where the sun don't ever shine than to be home alone and knowing that you're gone cause me to lose my mind. So blow your whistle, freight train, hear me run down the track. When I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm going, but I ain't coming back. When I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm going, but I ain't coming back. Keep going? All right. Key of D. Have any money, don't have any friends. Ever since the fire went out again, don't have a car, don't have any wings. Was a time when I had all these things, but what I deserved was the thought of you and the way it feels to lose control of all my senses like a spring and fall. So for a minute, I've got to have a mortgage, don't have a dog. Ran away when the fireworks went off. I don't have any whiskey, I don't have any rye. I don't have an umbrella, I can't ride. But what I deserve is the thought of you, honey, and the way it feels to lose control of all my senses like a spring and fall. For a minute, I've got but what I deserve is the thought of you, honey, and the way it feels to lose control of all my senses like the spring and fall. blanket, I don't have a bed, I don't have a pillow.